Welcome to the Popcorn Talk Network, for the online broadcast network that features movie discussion, news, and interviews. Press 1. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies.
From the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network for movie talk, and the schmoes know, this is Marvel Movie News, bringing you the most up-to-date discussion and commentary within the Marvel Universe.
Excelsior to you, our merry Marvelites!
He's back. I can't do that.
No, you can't do that.
Can't top that.
Okay. Welcome back to our 31st show of the year. I think it's 31st.
I'm sorry, I wasn't keeping count.
I did the algebraic equation and came to the conclusion that it's 31. 31st show of the year, 2015, 49 in all. We're almost to 50. Almost to 50.
Well,
I think next week is actually our 1 year
technically, even though it's not on the 52nd or 53rd, because we've had a couple episodes that we've missed.
Yeah.
But next
2
week
in a year, that's not bad.
I know.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Christmas, you guys.
I mean, we've done 50 in 52 weeks.
That's amazing. That's better than most news programs.
Yep. No, we're better. We are better. That's just the fact. We are the Marvel Movie News. Speaking of better, we're the Marvel Movie News, coming to you live from the Danger Room, where we tell you all the news from all the studios and why you should be as excited as we are. Subscribe to us on iTunes at Marvel Movie News, or find us through the Popcorn Talk Network, YouTube/Popcorn Talk Network, or their website, popcorntalknetwork.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at Marvel News PTN, or Facebook/Marvel News Show. Follow us, like us, comment, talk to us, ask us questions. We always try to answer them. And guys, if you'll tweet out a link to our show with a message telling people about the live chat, Jonathan in the booth. Say hello, Jonathan. John Arvis.
Hello.
Yep, that's John Arvis' voice. He's in the booth, and he will retweet you.
Voice. Just
Completely normal. He actually sounds like Kermit on a pretty consistent basis. I'm Matt Key at the Matt Key.
And I'm Meredith Placko at M Placko.
I'm Coy Jandreau at CoyJandreau.
That's the real Coy, right?
The real one, hunt him down. He's out there.
That's a lot of spelling.
Yeah, right? And we've got a special
yes,
guest.
I suppose special.
So special this guy is. Why don't you tell us about yourself? Who are you, first of all?
So my name's Adam Hlavik, and I'm the host of Superhero News here on YouTube with our good friend Hector Navarro. He says hello. He says hello.
That guy. Yeah,
we do that, and we also host a show on Geek and Sundry called The Concession Stand, movie news every week, 7 to 9 p.m.
Nice.
I love the name. I also love the new logo you guys are rocking. It's really good.
It took me 10 minutes. I put no effort into it, but I had to do something.
That's awesome. Welcome to our show.
Thank you very much for having me.
We were talking beforehand. You like DC and Marvel both equally.
Wow, you are putting me on the spot.
I'm not.
Punisher shirt for this show today, bro.
No, I'm not putting you on the spot at all. I'm saying you like DC and Marvel equally.
Yeah,
which all of us in here, by the way, like we all appreciate DC.
I respect DC.
Yeah,
sure. I really like indie French comics more than anything.
Right, you can get out. That's fine. That's fine. You can get out.
Oh,
it's okay.
Man.
Welcome. We're excited to get all your opinions and everything.
Thank you very much.
And we've also got another special guest.
We have so many special guests.
Why don't you do the
special day.
introductions?
If you guys have ever watched Marvel Movie News, we have the amazing, the illustrious, the super talented, and super beautiful Katie Elhoffer.
She's on the cosmic couch today. She's over there in nowhere. Hello.
Yeah. I'm feeling really weird over here.
I'll come join you in a little bit. I just have to hang out here for the introductions
with those
and stuff.
Losers, yeah.
I know.
Losers.
Katie, tell the Marvel crew a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm a costume designer, and I got a job at We Love Fine as a geek fashion designer, and so I've been designing for them for like 8-10 months now, and a bunch of my stuff is coming out, and I'm really, really excited because I just did a big Spider-Verse collection that I'm totally here to hawk and just get some eyes to see it.
Pretty sweet.
Yay!
That's the way to do it.
It's really awesome, and I'm just really excited to actually be on here because I listen like every week, and it's always awkward when Meredith isn't on because I'm like, where's Meredith?
Aww.
What's going on? But I still listen.
And then you turn it off.
It's like every week, except when Meredith's not here.
Your voice is so soothing that I can't turn it off.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Stop it.
Katie's got some real goodies for us. We're going to show off some of the Spider-Verse collection later on in the show today. But, guys, right now, she's doing something super rad. We have a special discount code to give you to use at We Love Fine. If you want to buy anything today at We Love Fine, head on over there and use use Marvel15. It gets you 15% off over at We Love Fine. And we love you guys over there. Thank you so much for coming out and supporting us and supporting our fans. So we'll talk more about that in a bit.
I just want to point out that in the live chat, we have one of our listeners, Manuel Castellanos, says, wow, Captain Elhoffer is beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Well, there's also 4 people asking about the hoodie I'm wearing right now in that direction.
That hoodie is so popular. It's amazing.
It so much.
We'll have to all do catwalk. Yeah, we're going to have to do like catwalks.
No one's talking about Captain America, but that's because they don't want it because I'm wearing it so well.
Yeah,
sure. No. Like, well, I can't top that.
Well, I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm not even gonna try.
No.
And for all of you people listening to us on iTunes, I'm sorry that we're talking about things that you can't see.
We'll take a picture.
We'll take a picture. We'll find a way to put it through your speakers.
WeLoveFine.com.
Or go to WeLoveFine.com.
See it, yes.
We could also do it that way. Well, what do you say we jump into? I mean, just an amazing news week. Just so much came out. I mean, there's probably a 5-hour show today. We've got a little bit of Jessica Jones. We've got some Civil War. The big news we'll talk about is the Luke Cage casting stuff. But first, we're going to start with TV, and we're going to talk a little bit about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., all of our favorite show. Just everyone.
I gotta go, guys.
On this panel just loves this show.
Talk to you guys later.
I honestly think I'm the only person on this show who like legitimately finds joy in the show. Like not only watches, but I'm like, all right, I can get behind that. Like every show will have like a fun line here and there. Like every once in a while they have a terrible episode, but hasn't been bad to me. Like it hasn't been as bad to me as it is to other people, but.
I promise I'm going to watch it this season. I've sworn on the air multiple times.
I know, I did too.
How many times have you said that? How many weeks has it been?
But it hasn't started yet.
It has not. Have you watched season 2?
I have made no commitments to watch season 2. I know I said I should, but I'm committing to season 3.
Don't you think that maybe watching part of season 2 might help you understand part of season 3?
That's what Wikipedia is for.
Meredith, you and me, we can watch it together.
Okay, perfect.
Because I haven't watched.
See, that's great. Then I'll at least I'll have you to hold me down and my eyeballs open.
That's why people on YouTube make 10-minute recap videos, so you don't have to watch.
You know what? Actually, I saw a really good 4.5 minute summary today of season 2, and it was so well done that I was like, oh wow, that's a good show.
Yeah.
Like even though I know it's actually not as good as the pre.
Best. Let other people convince you that it's good.
Yeah. I was like, oh wow, that's a really solid show. Yeah. I'm glad that I watched that show. That I know all of those moments. Yeah. Adam, now you are not the biggest fan of the show. Do you like?
They lost me in the first episode of the first season when they busted out the DeLorean flying car looking thing.
Yeah.
What?
His Corvette.
Yeah, his Corvette.
And I was like, really? We're ripping on Back to the Future now? Great. But I did start watching season 2, and I got about 4 or 5 episodes in. I enjoyed some of it, but now I have to commit to it because for superhero news, people want TV reviews.
Yeah.
Yep. So oh Christ!
It's been my job for a year, and I've dodged that bullet somehow, only because this guy watches it. I know.
I'm telling you, it's not as it's not that bad.
And by the way,
promise it's not that bad.
To
it's
all
a
of
fun
our
show.
fans who love it, that I am not ragging on you by any means. It's just everyone has different tastes, and I will say sometimes it's our jobs to watch so many things that we can only watch so many. And while I know this is Marvel movie news, not Marvel TV, so I'm not wholly obligated to watch it. That's my loophole. I know, and I'm going to.
We got to be well-rounded.
Yeah.
I know part of it though, like you have to fast forward through the commercials. Like I binge Daredevil easily because it's just sitting on Netflix.
And it's solid.
I just watch it on Hulu. Then I only have to watch like
2 commercials.
But you have to wait. You have to wait for every episode. It's so much easier to binge.
It's so much easier to binge, but I also don't think that I'm allowed to binge because I have a show called Marvel Movie News.
But to your point though, Meredith, I think it's there are people who enjoy. I went back and I rewatched Fantastic Four and Rise of the Silver Surfer. They are not as bad as I remember.
Right?
Well, I rewatched them after Fantastic Four, but I only found them not as bad as because I just experienced Fantastic Four.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say.
It was like getting punched in the throat instead of it was just a rough experience, but a lesser rough experience on the way in. Like
pretty painful.
Yeah. Like Chickless wasn't bad as thing.
No, and Chris Evans is the
charming. The worst part about those movies was having to endure Jessica Alba, who easy on the eyes, not a great actress, and even worse, Sue Storm.
I enjoy the experience as an actor of watching like Chris Evans grow up as a human being and grow out of immature Human Torch into Captain America. It's a very beautiful arc as a man and as an actor, and I respect those to have that little timestamp.
All right, well, let's circle back to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is what I haven't even said the news yet. And the news is just that the trailer was released. The trailer was released while I was out in the desert dancing to techno music, probably Skrillex. I don't know.
It's all Skrillex.
It's all Skrillex, right? Yeah, we have a new trailer. We don't see a whole lot, but we do get to hear Daisy say the word Inhumans. We get to see a dude. Are you not a fan of Inhumans, or are you not a fan of how S.H.I.E.L.D. is doing it?
This is the thing that S.H.I.E.L.D. kept doing in the first couple seasons, where like they always have to make a reference to an Avenger to just make it feel connected, and it's like we get it. You don't need to drop these. You don't have to try
this isn't an Avenger. This is the one thing that they're. It is an upcoming Marvel film.
But I think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is becoming Inhumans. Like, I think it's just Inhumans, the TV show. That's what I think.
That's what it's.
I think they realized nobody.
I mean, it's a smart way for them to build hype for the movie, because there's no way people are going to go into the movie knowing what the hell's happening. So to at least bring it into the show and drop little hints here and there, or maybe turn it into an Inhuman style show. Yeah, I think it's a great move.
Well, I think they realize is no one cares about like weird FBI procedural of superheroes, and they're like, we need to make this a superhero show because that's what people want out of us.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's why people are watching it. I'm personally excited just because I'm also a giant fan of the Inhumans, and even though like my preferences are obviously towards like Black Bolt and Medusa and like the regulars, I also like some of the newer ones, and I just like the whole like their whole the structure of their society and everything else. So I'm excited to see like where that goes, because it's very much like Game of Thrones but with superpowers, and that's how it's been described before, and I think that's kind of what Kirby was kind of trying to do with it in some ways. So. Anyway, we'll see. But we don't. We don't see a whole lot in the trailer. We see a dude freak out over his powers, and then at the very end, we hear them say, like. By the way, the voiceover in the trailer is just awful. Yeah. It's just like the dude already has a low voice, and they were like, "Hey, that guy with a low voice? Go deeper and growl." So he's like, it's just like, what? Why? Stop it! Just stop. But we see Lash at the very end, and I was like, oh.
That's cool.
I'm excited to see Lash. I'll see Lash.
Yeah, it's not a character I'm familiar with, but visually I'm like, this is kind of appealing.
Yeah,
I can get behind this.
Yeah. Lash, by the way, for all of you people at home who are like, oh, who's Lash? That's probably not your actual voice. I apologize if I insulted any of you. I just wanted to do a funny voice. Lash.
You just got tracked in the British episode.
I know. I got yelled at by so many people.
For 30 seconds, Matt decided to be very poorly British, and every British, or half the British fans we have were very poorly.
I people get pissed when you fuck up accents.
When I hear a Boston accent done wrong, I get like, I get it.
But see, when people are like, oh yeah, today I'm from Texas, I'm like, yeah, no, I can see that. Like,
I was just in Houston. I can verify that.
But like, I don't know. Like for me, it was like, oh, I'm doing a terrible British accent on purpose. Like, I know that's not how everyone in Britain talks. Like, I get it. I know. But oh man, I'm gonna get yelled at even more now, just because I'm doing a terrible Dick Van Dyke impression. I forgot what I was saying.
Lash.
Talking about Lash. Who is Lash? Thank you. Can you tell I've been in the desert for like a week and a half?
I know, right? Yeah. Do you need some water?
No, I have some. Lash is an Inhuman. He's a very new, recent creation. Charles Soule created him in his Inhumanity and Inhumans books, just in like the last year or two. And he comes from an opposite city. So Atalanta is the main one that we've all come to know. I believe he's from one called Orelon. And they very much honor the traditions of the Inhuman race. Atalanta has been a little bit more cavalier with it. They are very strict with it, with the process of terrigenesis and everything else that gives the Inhumans their powers. So when he sees that Inhumans like just sprouting up everywhere, and it's the fault of Atalanta, he goes out to stop that and to judge whether those Inhumans are worthy of their gifts.
Takes it upon himself.
And then decides, oh, if you're not worthy, screw you.
I'm going to kill you.
His power is that he can more or less like absorb energy in a lot of and like redirect it in a lot of ways like Bishop can in the X-Men. But where Bishop is just like, oh, blast, now you're hurt. He like is blast and now you're disintegrated and you're dust. So he's a really powerful Inhuman, not mutant. Yeah. But we'll see what they do with that in the show. So.
That should be, I mean, I'm excited because it's going to bring in that fantasy superhero element that I want out of my superhero shows. So,
yeah, I think one of the things that that I said about Marvel is it's starting to feel a little repetitive and feel a little bit stale because we have all these characters that are
movie-wise or TV or just across the board?
Just in general, it's everything's been very much earthbound and very human. Thor's really like the most we've gone aside from Guardians. So that's why I'm excited for Inhumans and Doctor Strange especially and all that stuff to now get into the mystical stuff. Get me started. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
So let's jump over. S.H.I.E.L.D. vs. Carter. Dub Smash Wars has started their weekend.
This is the best.
We're not going to talk about it a whole lot. But Agent Carter started things off, and she did all the single ladies with Miss Piggy, which
who is newly
funny
single.
And newly single. Yeah. And they, like as my fiance Brittany pointed out, they even made her a little Miss Piggy Agent Carter outfit, which
how cute
is really
that?
Adorable. That's adorable, right? That's so cute.
Bonus of Muppets and Disney, or Marvel being owned by Disney.
But then Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. responded with Wrecking Ball, which was Coulson, Daisy, Adrian Palicki as Mockingbird, and then Patton Oswalt, all swinging on wrecking balls as the camera
pulls. I love Patton Oswalt so much. I'm so happy.
And like he was like wearing like sock garters and shorts. So it was just like, what are you doing, Patton Oswalt? That's the best.
All I'm saying is that at one point during the whole like solicitation of getting actors involved, I know The Rock was tweeted at by Agent Carter people, and I'm really hoping
he was like, let's talk.
Yeah, let's talk. So I'm holding out. I'm holding out
because I really think that this week went to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes.
I hate to say that because I love Agent Carter. No, and I actually kind of want Agent Carter to win.
Oswald and the sock garters that did it.
That topped it off. I love that whole
Oh my god, we should
just
start,
the production value of it.
Guys, we should start tracking a bracket on our show for that.
We should. Hey, so all of you listeners, that's a good idea. Why don't you just like shoot us like a tweet at us? Like,
tweet at us,
we preferred this, and we'll try to tally up the votes and see who you guys are voting for.
I love the Queen one. With Chris Evans, where he cameos as Cap.
From before.
Well, that's what kind of made this thing possible. That was like let's make it real. And
that was that was like not a shot across the bow. That was like the sinking blow.
Yeah, it was good. But I mean, they're doing it for a great cause. So it's great.
I believe Agent Carter's playing for Stop Bullying organization, and then S.H.I.E.L.D. is playing for St. Jude's Children.
Oh, wonderful!
Yep.
And last I checked, they've both raised approximately $12,000 just like a couple weeks in.
Not too shabby.
And that's a piece, like about 25 grand has been collected. So anyway, let's jump over to Marvel. I don't even know what that accent was. It's just a voice I'm doing. Don't be mad at me, England. I just did a voice. It wasn't an accent.
This show is going to be banned from every country other than in America.
That Matt Key guy does terrible voices. Get him out of here.
Let's see. We have fans in Germany, Sweden. We should do an accent.
Gibraltar. We have a dude in Gibraltar.
I don't even know what that accent
It's Gibraltar Day. Did you see that he?
It's
Gibraltar and Deadpool's there.
They always celebrate by wearing red and white at like their parties, and some dude came as like red and white Deadpool.
Way.
Yeah, how awesome is
that? That's amazing.
Gibraltar Day starring Deadpool happened. It made me real proud.
It's the best.
Perfect.
So Marvel, not a whole lot of news. Thor Ragnarok will be filmed at Pinewood Studios in Atlanta.
Yay.
That's cool.
That is
cool. Let me explain why I'm like, I literally moved from Atlanta a year ago. Now, don't get me wrong. I have no aspirations of acting whatsoever. But as a nerdy news journalist who was working for a big-time company, I feel like I'm missing out on all these opportunities to be reporting from in the midst of all this cool stuff. Also, I might be a little bit jealous of all my friends who are working on these productions, because I had some friends working on Cap, and now I have friends getting and ready for Thor, and I'm so excited. But I'm like, I want to be there. I moved to the city of filming, and now they don't do anything cool here.
No movies are made here.
No.
Yeah, not anymore.
I worked on like 4 or 5 Marvel movies, and it's fun.
Yeah,
that's pretty fun.
I'll never be an extra again. That was terrible.
Yeah, not a fan of being an extra. I want to point out that Shakib Chowdhury said Bangladesh, that we have fans of Bangladesh.
Holy cow, that's amazing.
South America and South Africa too.
Isn't it amazing? I know for us,
amazing.
Like, we only have like 16,000 subscribers, but we have a huge international audience.
That's so cool.
Crazy.
It's so fun. I love it.
From like South Africa, I'm like,
someone recommended a restaurant in South Africa, and when I was over there, I tried the restaurant and was able to tell the guy about and it was a really cool experience.
It's so cool. It's the best.
Oh, and Alan Scissor Kissler, our good friend. He's in the chat. Hello, Alan. Hi. Hello.
In 30 seconds when he catches up.
Anyway, we also have a great look at Thanos for the Infinity War where he's holding the gauntlet. They finally released that picture.
Which we have to
Why
turn
can't they just
around
put that
to
whole
see
trailer out?
I know.
The trailer's so good.
Oh my god. At the Marvel event, that was almost a year ago. Like, what was that, October, November?
I think it was that March of this year?
No.
I think it was last year.
It was last year, yeah.
Time flies.
Oh, man.
That's a great trailer.
So let's see. We've got the Power Stone. We've got the Reality Stone. We have the Mind Stone.
Well, he doesn't technically have all the stones,
Well,
right?
he doesn't.
No.
So he doesn't have Soul. That's the one that's in his on the top of his hand, and he does not have Mind, Space, Reality. Which one is that? Mind, Space, Reality, Time. He doesn't have time.
So wait. So this was from Thor
That's
2.
that's the Ether.
This is from
the red one is the Ether.
Yeah, this is
The
from
green one has not been got yet.
Okay, so
that's
Loki's stick, Ether, and
Guardians.
Guardians.
Yep.
Okay.
So. Anyway, that's a cool new look. We'll try to put that on our Twitter and our Facebook so all of you iTunes listeners can...
It's from the Blu-ray, right? Avengers Age of Ultron Blu-ray, apparently?
Yes. Is that out yet? I can't remember the release date. It did? Okay,
We were in the desert.
I was in the desert.
Yeah.
That's so
Things
fast.
gotta come out like now because
So
of
did Fantastic
ADD.
Four.
People have like no patience for.
Wait, Fantastic Four is already out on DVD?
Someone said they were watching it in HD. I don't know if that was legally or not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Someone bought that movie.
Yeah, okay, good call.
That's actually more news.
That's the biggest concern.
like
Not about whether it's out or not.
Someone bought the movie.
It's like, I'd like to own this. I'd like this on my shelf.
I'm only going to watch the first 30 minutes, but I'll own it. Sure.
I'm going to watch it until it gets to Cronenberg's kind of area, and then the 1 year later, I'm done. Oh, man. What? 1 year later, like, how much of a cop-out is that for
I really
film?
enjoyed that opening pilot they made. That was like,
Yeah.
Let's do some flashbacks, too. I love that.
Let's get
We're going a whole tangent of being pissed off about that.
It's been a few episodes,
So, Captain America Civil War, some news came out just today that Elizabeth Olsen, I can't remember who it was that she was speaking with, but she confirmed that Baron Zemo is the main villain in Civil War.
She's so fired.
Yeah.
Oh, she's gone.
cut her from the film.
The red laser dot went right across her forehead.
That's
right?
interesting.
So here's the actual quote. She said, Bruhl, speaking of Daniel Bruhl, who plays Baron Zemo, is an incredible actor, and he's playing the main villain in the film. And he's incredible. It's a movie about people as opposed to robots this time, so it's darker, and it's allowed to be darker because it gets more in the mindset of humans rather than machines.
Oh, that's not some shade thrown at her future husband.
Right? You're talking about the Vision. Yeah. Do you think that
everyone got really confused? It was like,
No.
Everyone was like, wait,
She's marrying a robot?
Yeah.
Sorry,
in the comics, Scarlet Witch and the Vision were married for a couple of years. And
had fictional babies that came to life.
Yeah, and then it didn't work out, I believe, because she killed Vision.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
No big deal.
Yeah.
No big.
No. She kind of pulled a Black Widow. Oh, Black Widow. Making it like a spider, like a spider.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. No. I don't know.
Nature jokes, comic jokes.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Baron Zemo is what I'm understanding about the movie, the more and more that's said, is that the Civil War aspect of it, the Accords that they're all fighting over, is more like a sort of environment that they're within, though both teams, I think, are probably fighting against Zemo in their own way. I think it seems like it's shaping up to where it's like Civil War is the environment that they exist in, but not the main conflict.
It doesn't seem like they're really pushing this superhuman registration act aspect. It really feels
I think they're doing like an international co-op thing.
Yeah.
Especially since no one has secret identities.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest misconception is people always think, what is this story that's a registration act? Like, no, it's not, because it's not about identities. It's about sides and, right from wrong and who calls the shots. S.H.I.E.L.D. in charge of the Avengers, or is it who's in charge?
Exactly. And it'll end up being more international. Like in the comics, it was more like a domestic issue with America. But as we've seen in the movies, Avengers are an international team. They're going everywhere, and now the whole world is going, hey, who the F are these
And I think
guys?
Crossbones would be a good warm-up villain. I think we'll have little aspects of the comic stuff, but overall I think it'll just be its own animal.
Can I make a prediction?
Oh?
No.
Crossbones dies at the beginning.
Dies.
I think he dies.
Yeah, I don't think he makes it through.
I don't think he makes it through. I think he dies at the beginning. I think he is the instigation for the Accords, which is what they're calling it now.
The whole sequence in Wakanda in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's a great idea.
I think he dies.
It'd be interesting.
I think he ends up maybe accidentally sacrificing himself.
I think he blows himself up.
I think he does.
Yeah. Good prediction. I like that.
R.I.P.
Yeah, thank you.
I like Frank Grillo.
Thank you. So I saw earlier Zane Parkin in the live chat asked Baron Zemo, who's that? So let's talk about Baron Zemo real quick. There have been 2 Baron Zemos. Maybe there's
father
a
and
third.
son.
I know that they're father and son. Alan Kistler, you're in the live chat. When you get to this in 30 seconds, tell me if there's a third Baron Zemo, because I know that you'll know the answer to that. He's our insanely knowledgeable historian and comic book expert. But the first Baron Zemo was from World War II. He was an enemy of Cap. And then his son became an enemy of Captain America, but then he went on to found the Thunderbolts. There's no special powers there. He's
just a silly mask.
Just a silly mask that he ended up gluing to his face accidentally when he was experimenting with a super adhesive.
I mean, really,
don't you love it when that happens?
But that's cause enough
that's
for super...
same old trope. Oh, this tired old thing.
Tell me that's not cause enough for super villainry, because you'd be so pissed at how stupid you are.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to get the world. I've got that stupid purple hood. How
does he eat?
Oh, he had to cut a hole in it.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Jesus.
Either that or he made like this weird like protein liquid supplement that he just like
he just like boards himself.
Soak, so anyway, the son, I believe, is Helmut Zemo, and he went on to form the Masters of Evil. And fight Captain America with that, along with Ultron. I think Crossbones was a part of it. Like a lot of villains. Crimson Dynamo was a part of it. So we'll see if they. And there's rumors that there might be a Masters of Evil coming because of one of the Blu-ray specials where they mention the Masters of Evil. Like, and Zemo went on to form the Masters of Evil, and that's where it stops. But they don't say that he's going to like. So there's like speculation. It's not news. It's just speculation of like, ooh, I wonder. They said Masters of Evil. I mean, if they said it, that means it's coming, right? Anyway, he forms the Masters of Evil. He's an expert fighter in the same way that Captain America is, just maybe a little bit more intelligent. Like, not that Captain is an idiot, but
right,
he's just
I think Zemo's supposed to be like a super genius.
Yeah.
But I think Cap's more of a tactician. I don't know. I think the long game, Zemo's got him, but I think short term, Steve's got him.
Steve can win every single battle, but Zemo has a strong possibility to win the war.
Right, like Red Skull situation.
Yeah, and Zemo, by the way, is one of the greatest like comic book reveals ever at the end of that first issue of Thunderbolts, where he like takes the mask, or like he unmasks himself, and you're like, oh my god, that was Baron Zemo the whole time.
Unmasks to another mask.
Unmasks to another mask. Yeah,
because comics.
Because comics. Anyway. What is Kistler saying? No, Baron Zemo of World War II ate through IV tubes.
Oh my god!
Of course, Alan Kistler knows this. Yeah. And it was World War II Zemo who formed the original Masters of Evil. All right, thank you for correcting me.
There have been over a dozen Baron Zemos, but only 2 have fought Cap. Alan says.
Okay.
All right. Wow.
Okay. Well. Anyway, moving on from Captain America: Civil War, we're going to move over to Netflix. I know a lot of people are excited to talk about the Jessica Jones stuff.
I know people are like, "Are you going to talk about it?" I'm like, no.
No, we're gonna ignore that.
Our one big news story this week.
We're gonna talk about Thor Ragnarok filming in Atlanta, but Jessica Jones.
Screw that.
No, maybe
you
not.
Know what? She's a woman. I don't want to talk about women in comics.
Yeah. She's not an interesting character.
But
at all.
I think it's so cute. And I say this as a joke because I really think it's amazing how much our fans want this opinion from us. And I'm like, and every week, like I love, God bless Colt. Colt always tweeting us news stories because I'll wake up and I'm like, well, I don't have to do my work today because Colt just did it for me. Thank you, buddy.
Colt, he's in
our chat all the time too.
Yeah,
What's that?
He's in our chat room all the time too.
Colt Badeau, what are you doing in their chat room? I thought we had you.
I thought we had exclusivity.
Colt Badeau, what are you
so
doing?
sorry.
He tweets us then you, then us then you. For shame.
Colt Badeau.
I just love it. I guess this is new for me because coming from a traditional news aspect, the only people who tweet me news are like, my grandmother sold her car for $600 and I went on Blue Book and found out that it was worth $800. Can you do a story on this for me? I'm like, nope.
That's called spam.
So Jessica Jones, Kristen Ritter. First of all, there was a trailer release. We'll get to that in a second. But Kristen Ritter, a couple of days ago on the Marvel podcast, This Week in Marvel, teased the romance that she has with Luke Cage and the exceptionally adult nature that it's going to be. All of us knew, like, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, they're probably going to end up getting together at some point. But the quote that she had with them, and this comes, by the way, from our friends over at MCU Exchange. That website is, by the way, that website's amazing. Like, those guys go in depth. Like, if you're looking for any information that we've somehow not told you or forgotten or just brushed over, they've probably got it. So go check them out. But they caught this quote and posted about it. Kristen Ritter said, at the end of the day, I also knew Mike had my back, talking about Mike Coulter, who plays Luke Cage, whether we were doing stunts together or love-making scenes, which I'm not very comfortable with. So just that by itself is just like,
I'm in.
It just got a little warm in here.
well, love-making scenes. Goodness.
I'm in. I pay for HBO.
Yeah. Kristen Ritter and Mike Coulter. Okay, I'll take it. I'll watch that.
Oh, I love that.
Walter White comes in.
Yeah.
Spoilers. Cameo.
Spoilers.
Viewers, get out.
He shaves his head again. Is Bullseye. Kills Kristen Ritter.
Oh my God.
But what if?
Wow.
What if Bryan Cranston was Bullseye?
Oh my God.
I'd be all in. I'm so excited.
On board. On board.
Can we make this happen, please?
I wish that we could.
Start that.
And he would be like an older Bullseye, which would be amazing.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Someone
be
just
all
start
about
that Twitter campaign,
Oh my God.
please.
So anyway, but that is kind of exciting to like that they're going that far with it. It's not just gonna be like, oh, I love you too, kiss, kiss, kiss. It's like, oh, they're going there. Like, they're doing it.
First, Daredevil was impossibly dark, but he didn't know it would have been distracting if he had his Karen Page love story in that.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're shaping up to that in this one, but it would have been...
I think they have to.
It would have been too much in the first season, so now we get to see what the other side of the PG-16 rating is.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what I'm excited about. Is like I feel Daredevil really pushed the boundaries with some of the level of violence,
right?
Especially some of those Kingpin scenes.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna push the level of sex, and I am a-okay with that because America's a little too conservative sometimes.
I'm excited to see.
Can be.
Yeah, I'm just excited to see some Luke Cage booty on screen. Okay, guys.
Well, it didn't say that there was going to be nudity of any sort. It just said lovemaking
Hey,
scenes,
listen,
and
I've
you can
seen-
do that without nudity.
But I've seen booty on cable.
Brittany has some explaining to do. I'm not sure how that's possible.
Yeah.
scenes in movies, not in real life.
He's wearing a Captain America outfit. He's like, this is lovemaking.
Language.
So, and by the way, while we're talking about Jessica Jones, I had the Marvel News Twitter tweet out at David Tennant today.
Yeah.
And he actually responded back.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
cool.
He responded back.
Senpai noticed us.
I buried the picture in the news feed. I'm not going to make Jonathan go find it right now, but. Why don't Merry Marvelites? Why don't you go and give David Tennant some love today? Because he was very nice and tweeted back at us.
You're my favorite doctor, David.
He is. He's my doctor.
Though. Yeah, he's my doctor too.
Like
but
that whole moment at when he passes on and it's just like, I don't want to go.
I know,
She's like,
yeah.
oh,
I'm not ready for it.
Tears. I'm not ready for you to leave either.
I have to say though, like that's cool, man. That's really cool.
That was really cool, right? That was really cool. Oh my. Here we found it.
Oh.
As if we needed more reason to love Marvel, now they have David Tennant as one of their worst villains. And then David Tennant said, we're all looking forward to watching it.
That's so cool.
Britton, I would like for you to notice that I didn't try to do a British accent with David Tennant.
That's okay, because you should have done a Welsh accent with.
Oh, wow. Well done.
Dang.
Well done. Boom. Drop the mic on Matt Q. Kissler, he is actually on Twitter. Stop it. Because he tweeted at me, so don't take the illusion away from me.
Don't take that away.
No, it was his not agent, his PA was doing it. It wasn't actually him.
It was probably so. Anyway, Jessica Jones also had a new video that came out just this morning announcing the airtime, which will be November 20th of this year.
2 months, 10 days.
Yeah.
Wow, you've already started.
Pretty excited.
Did you already
That's what you've been doing there for the last hour.
How to math?
Did you already start the website?
Oh, no.
The countdown website?
It's my birthday next week, so I know exactly what day it is. So I'm very countdowny.
What's your actual
We do our
birthday?
show on Wednesday next week. My birthday's Tuesday.
Oh.
So I'll still be very hungover.
Oh,
But I'm excited. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
27.
Hungover from all the cocaine.
So old. What, sir?
Rumors.
Gotta go.
I'm just kidding. You
I'm
don't
wearing a
do
Spider-Gwen
cocaine.
hoodie. I'm very wholesome.
Oh, that's
Very
right.
wholesome.
That's right. You don't do cocaine. That's why I can say that on the show.
I know. We're actually just making dirty Hollywood jokes, let's be honest. Because nobody actually does cocaine in Hollywood anymore.
Not anymore.
It's all alcohol.
Hallucinogens are way more like...
Yeah, I think that's more the thing now.
Anyways, moving on back to Marvel news.
Marvel news.
This isn't high profits.
So the new video, it didn't really show any footage at all. Like maybe
But
like
it
a
was
couple of the
so
pictures
cool.
like kind of made illusions of stuff.
We
that
saw
see,
the street signs.
Saw the street sign. Was that the street sign? Was that where she was born? Is that from her neighborhood? I haven't had a chance to go back and double check the
Or
comic,
was it
but-
where she was brutally? I don't know.
Yeah, I can't
actually
remember. It was like
don't-
something
yeah.
in Higgins. I can't
Yeah.
remember. Anyway, it was more like a tone piece, though. Like, hey, here's kind of like the feel that we're going for. And it was all purple, which is Purple Man written all over.
I mean, they're just this is Jessica Jones, but really, it's Purple Man's story as well.
And his voice all distorted near the end there. And
it sounded like it. Yeah, it sounded like it. And then in this picture, you can see Avengers Tower kind of in the background, which is fun.
It's very Daredevil.
It is. Yeah. And I can only hope that like every single Netflix thing going on from here on forward uses this like city street with like a sort of like color scheme specific for that hero.
It's really cool.
Like I would love to see like Luke Cage with this, like the big muscle shoulders and kind of like a yellowish black sort of like color tone, and Iron Fist with kind of a green
yellow accents.
Green, yellow. Yeah, like oh man, I am all about it. So fun. But we had allusions to that, and then we also had like an homage to the sort of like Bendis run, like those sort of like watercolor covers that they had and everything. So
it was really nice.
It's cool that Marvel's taking a chance with properties that people don't know anything about. I love smart for them to start with Daredevil because it's something that's already kind of established. People know it pretty well. They've read some of the comics probably, but then to go and then we're gonna do Jessica Jones, something completely different. That's like. Not a male character. We're going to do something different. We want to expand our audience, and this is the perfect way to do it. And I think it's so smart.
Because people are genuinely excited for a character they've like not even close to have heard of. Like she's so far removed from like the modern lexicon.
I don't know anything about her, but I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah,
Daredevil was so good. I'm into whatever Netflix puts out.
And the tone of like the Netflix universe they're shaping and the street level hero thing. I'm so excited.
So good.
And one of the, going along with that, I thought that the tag that they had at the very end of that trailer that said "It's time the world knew her name" was
so good.
Dead on because it is time. Like she's a great character. She's not in the comic books nearly enough, and when she is, it's typically as Luke Cage's wife, which is still like
sideline character.
She's a bit of a sideline character. Hopefully, this will put her in the forefront because. Like her power set, whatever. Like she's kind of like a subpar Captain Marvel without like the ability to blast or fly into space.
Yeah.
But her like backstory, her history, her like all of that is so interesting. Like she's such a damaged, like wonderful, rich character. Like Bendis did such a good job.
And that's what Daredevil did so well. That's a character-driven piece. It's all about the characters and it's all about their situation. And I think if this show does that, it's going to do really well.
It's going to go so well.
I just want to add a little bit of commentary I feel about the Netflix shows versus the films. The Netflix shows remind me of some of the best runs in comics where you're having some of the most iconic storytelling, and of course I can quote Bendis day long for a lot of this, and the films feel like those really fun crossover events. And I think it's great that they have this ability to tell these stories in this medium because we're not getting the character development that comics so richly gives us in the films. We're getting a great movie, don't get me wrong, but this is I just can't get over how happy I am with Netflix, and I'm so excited, and I'm still thinking we're gonna get Moon Knight one day.
Oh my God. I would love to have Moon Knight. What a wacky, wonderful character that is. And Hippopotamus as Purple Man is one creepy villain. I just saw that when I jumped back here, and he's a very creepy villain. He's an awful villain.
I think the new Moon Knight would work really well too. That Warren Ellis run with him in the white suit.
Oh, the white suit and kind of the weird mask.
He's always got the white, but he's in like a white tux. And it's really cool that he's just like, I don't know. I'm really excited.
I just love that he's like. They even call out that he's exactly like Batman, but just in white.
And crazier.
And like, I just love that he's like, oh, I wear white because I want the criminals to see that coming. It's like, you are so screwed up.
My only complaint about the new Moon Knight suit is he looks too much like Dr. Nemesis over in X-Men.
He does. I mean, I get that. And Dr. Nemesis looks like, what's his name from that 90s indie comic. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know. Brain, I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a similar
it is very similar,
but I like the storyline Ellis had.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so let's jump to Luke Cage and all of the castings that they've been doing. Oh my gosh. First up, we've got Simone Missick as Missy, not Misty Knight. Missy, but it's going to be Misty Knight.
It's going to be Misty Knight.
Now, Misty Knight is a character that you love. Do you want to take this and run?
Misty Knight is amazing. So she's kind of the forerunner of Heroes for Hire, which is a detective agency. But she started as a police officer who got her arm removed. She got into an accident, lost her arm.
It was a bomb, right?
It was a bomb, yeah, it was a bomb. And she quit the force because she's like, I don't want to take a desk job. Tony Stark replaced her arm with a bionic arm and also gave her some other superhuman enhancements, and she went on to kind of join her own start her own detective agency and pairs up with Luke Cage and eventually works, or I'm sorry, not Luke Cage. brain. Iron Fist,
Colleen
Luke Cage.
Wing.
Oh yeah, no, it's Luke Cage, but then she goes on to fight Iron Fist and Power Man, and then they all team together and start Heroes for Hire. She also was Jean Grey's roommate for a while when Jean quit the X-Men and went to go live in New York. Just a random bit of news. I love that little run. It's cute. And then, but yeah, Colleen Wing is her kind of go-to best friend in the more especially more in the more modern comics, and she's. I love Misty because she's strong, no holds barred, unapologetic. And I mean, honestly, while she's not exactly, I can't identify with her culturally, she's such an amazing female person of color in comics that I don't know, like all of my friends who aren't white that love comics love Misty, and I've learned to
speaks for itself.
It does.
Yeah, I mean, look at how
Jesus.
She's just freaking awesome. And I mean, but the thing is that the way she's usually written and handled is just so well. And so I'm a huge fan. And when they relaunched Heroes for Hire about 5-6 years ago, maybe it could have been a little bit longer because years blend together after a certain age. It's a great run of comics, and I really recommend everyone picking up the newer Heroes for Hire just because it's solid.
Yeah. She was described, I believe, by Deadline as she's joined the cast as Missy, a woman with a strong sense of justice. That's all they said. So I mean, it makes sense that she would be Misty now. I mean, just if you just see that like headshot of her, like she would kill it.
That tells me they are going to start her as Missy, probably on the Force, and then build into the whole Misty Knight persona, which would be great.
I'm just hoping that like we get to see like Colleen Wing and that. So.
Well, and that's why I wonder if they might just at this point where they're going is forgo Defenders. Even though Defenders and Heroes for Hire tie in together, I think Heroes for Hire is just like a slightly stronger group mashup.
I think probably what they could do, depending on how Luke Cage does and how Misty Knight is perceived, and if they do Colleen Wing and whatever else, I feel like they might try to do like a Heroes for Hire like mini kind of series, and then like build all the way up into a Defenders thing.
Defenders was always more of a flexible team. That wasn't really any sort of formed team. That was kind of the point. They were a non-team team, so I think they have a lot of opportunity.
Led by Doctor Strange.
He was always there.
Well, and that's and Alan will correct me here, and I believe it was either
Alan. I love you.
I know.
I miss you, man.
I think it was Iron Fist. Iron Fist or Luke Cage was only a defender for a day. There's a whole roster of like people who are only a defender for a day, pretty much. So it's an interesting lineup.
By the way, I want to say that Cooper Hood in our live chat said that El Mayembe over at Heroic Hollywood just dropped that Rebecca Ferguson is in contention for Captain Marvel.
Ooh,
I saw that. Hot rumor.
She's in Mission Impossible
Rogue
6.
Nation.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
Haven't seen that
really?
yet.
You guys haven't seen it?
Haven't seen it. I've heard it's amazing.
I really, okay.
I've never seen her in anything else, and I walked out of that movie, I'm like... The first thing I tweeted was she needs to be in something else now.
Yeah, like she had the presence to her. I mean, she kept up with Tom Cruise.
I mean, just looking at the picture, like she could absolutely pull it off. Yeah. So anyway, you heard that here. Maybe I don't know. You heard it here first. Hopefully you did. But just thought I would drop that in there. So let's get back to Luke Cage. Theo Rossi is in an unnamed role, but a lot of people are presuming that he's going to be Shades. A lot of this casting seems to be going back to early, the very first Luke Cage, his issue number 1,
which
where he
awesome.
Ends up getting his power from an experiment gone wrong and everything else. So if Theo Rossi is in it and he ends up being Shades, then we can expect to also have a character named Comanche coming in. Both of them are just they're more or less just really hardcore fighters that live on the streets and they
makes
know
sense for the type of tone they're building.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very clear what kind of movie they're making, show they're making, which is exciting. We don't have anything like that in the MCU still.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see if they did the high tech laser shooting glasses that Shades gets his name from.
Right.
I doubt they'll do that. He'll probably just wear really
shades,
cool sunglasses. Yeah. And it'll be interesting to see if they do Comanche as a black man who knows how to shoot a bow and arrow.
I mean, as long as the tone is that really gritty, Southpaw 8 Mile. I really want a really... Because Daredevil was that, absolutely, but it was with, lawyers and that side of things. And I'd love to see just the crime and just the gritty side.
That's what I want to see so bad.
And that's what Netflix is killing, so I'm really excited.
I can't... I'm excited for Jessica Jones, but... Luke Cage.
Yeah, I mean, Phase 2, my favorite thing's still Daredevil. They're still winning on TV right now for me. It's really strange.
Can't wait.
Excited.
I can't wait to see how they handle that whole thing.
2 months, 10 days. Same.
No, I know. I know. And Luke Cage will be after Daredevil 2 because they start filming really soon, right?
Daredevil 2's almost done, so.
Yeah.
It's all coming together.
So, lastly, we've got Frank Whaley just cast, I believe this morning. The news either broke last night or this morning. Cast as Detective Raphael Scarf, who was Misty Knight's police partner. Yeah. So it would make sense that Simone Missick would be Misty Knight because they've just cast her police partner. Yeah. So.
And last week I briefly reported, it happened while I was...
while I was in the desert?
While you were in the desert, while we were filming, I briefly mentioned, his name is very hard to say, Mahershala Ali was cast as Cottonmouth. This guy is incredible. He was on House of Cards. He was in the new Hunger Games. He also was friends with my acting coach, so I met him a couple times, and he's like a really, really good human. Like, he just is endearing and very warm.
That's awesome.
He's just got like a ness about him, and he's an incredible actor. And he just is supernatural, and he kept up with Kevin Spacey on House of Cards. Like, so he's
which is crazy because he's such a good actor.
Right. So he's apparently Cottonmouth, and it's really exciting because the level of talent they're getting on these shows and the credibility and the fact that they're not going. Marvel's always been good about not going for like A-list names, B-list talent. They go for like C or B-list, and then they just bring them up and lift these actors that are incredible and character actors to like this fame. I'm so excited for this guy to be on
it's kind of like if you get in with a Marvel project,
you've
you're
got a
going
career.
somewhere.
It's not a job, it's a career. And that's why they got away with paying them nothing before I got kicked out. Because it'd be like, here's $10, but your next 10 years are figured out.
It's true.
Now they might get paid and get their next 10 years figured out.
And what's interesting is that, like, Cottonmouth was also, like, in the first, like, Luke Cage series, and he was another crime boss that was almost in contention with, like, Luke Cage's best friend or something like that. Like, so, like... Sounds like there's maybe going to be like some gang turf war kind of stuff going on with Luke Cage. So, lots to look forward to. Also, just one last thing with Luke Cage is that Rosario Dawson will reprise her role as Claire Temple, which no surprise, but still exciting.
It's good to have
news. Yeah.
Do you guys think she's going to be the character that's going to just kind of go through every show?
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Last week I said she's the Clark Gregg of the team.
Yeah.
I want to see her come in and just like tie it all together.
Yeah, I think that's probably what's going to end up happening is she's going to be like, oh, have you met this other guy who does this and this chick who can do this, A, B, and C? So
it's cool.
I think that's definitely where they're going. Yeah.
No, I'm excited.
I saw you point out.
No, I was pulling my hand up, so
it's okay. It looks good when you do that.
Well, I know. I just had my hair dyed yesterday, and here's a pro tip, guys and ladies: if you get your hair done and they put like chemicals on it, don't drink a lot of caffeine because it makes it extra itchy and you look like a meth addict. I was at my doctor's office and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I just had my hair done."
Also, live thread. I realized that some of the actors are A-list. I'm saying they don't rely on just their credibility. All the actors are incredible. It's a compliment to everyone that's been involved with Marvel, and it's a compliment to Marvel for choosing them. Yeah. I'm just saying I like how they make bold choices. They're really good at casting.
And just to go back to this to this gentleman, in case you don't remember Frank Whaley, he is from Pulp Fiction.
Yes.
Where he's say what again? Say what again? Yep, that's him.
Yeah.
What?
I dare you. I double dare you. I almost swore. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay. It's okay. So now we're just going to jump over to the Merry Marvelites.
And Katie, we've got the big reveals. I was going to come hang over there, but now it's
go hang on.
Commit.
It's okay.
Commit.
Go do it.
Well, first off, let's show off this awesome silk shirt I'm wearing.
Yeah.
We're gonna here's some close-up details.
How do you?
Can they see you?
No, they can see the detail on it because it's.
For all of you iTunes listeners, I'm so sorry.
You're missing out.
Can you tell us what character that is?
So, Katie, do you want to describe while I model?
Well, this is Silk. Cindy Moon. I love her costume. I like playing with the hexagons because that's used in so much of the spider stuff now. Like it's in the details of the costumes. It also makes it look a little bit more futuristic. Oh yeah, you gotta get a headphone just like me. Does that one work?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know anything.
Yeah, I can. I don't know. Jonathan will fix it. Yeah.
Oh my God, Spider-Gwen! This hoodie has been so awesomely popular.
It's a really cool hoodie. Why don't you put the hood up, Coy?
So you can actually look like her?
There's nobody who is not going to want that sweatshirt.
Yeah.
I know.
It's so cool.
It's awesome.
I mean, like when that character first debuted in Edge of Spider-Verse #2, like that was the first thing you noted. Like I remember reading that and thinking, why has no one ever done this before? This is brilliant. Yeah. Like I love it so much. So yeah.
Love the city.
Yeah, it's the best.
I can vouch I'm in it. I can actually say.
Yeah, it is. It is technically unisex.
Yeah, and it works in LA because it's super hot here.
Even if it wasn't.
Yeah.
And you know,
it's still awesome.
It would be.
You know what's really awesome and what I love is that like we have a female character that men are like, oh, I want to dress like her.
Oh my God, they got
I think that's so cool.
Mad when the collection came out. They're like, why is there something for men? I'm like, to be fair, it's a female character, and I'm trying not to say that like women don't read comics.
I'm gonna buy an XL. Yeah. This is an XL, guys.
Yeah,
it fits
2 sizes up. We had honestly, if you go to the wheeloffind.com and go to the Spider-Gwen hoodie page, it's just list. Why is it not in men's? Why is it not in men? Why is it not in men? I'm like, I'm
guys,
super
I'm
sorry.
a broad-shouldered dude. If an XL fits, you should. I'm a medium shirt and dude, so XL here.
And I jokingly was like, yeah, go 2 sizes up. Women have had to go 2 sizes down for decades to get men's, like, to take men's clothing and turn it into women. So, like, calm down.
Deal with it.
We had a really great person that replied to the trolls. It was like, yeah, doesn't it suck when nothing's made for you? And people don't think you exist? Yeah, I get you. I want to send you free stuff.
Like having a fiance who's like constantly like looking for stuff. Like it seems like the men have like so much cool stuff, and then We Love Fine comes along, and like they're like, no, but women love comic books too, and here's our stuff. And now like I just love that Marvel's like, hey, here's this amazing female character, and men are like, I want to dress like her. Like I think that's awesome. Well, I'm so excited about that.
The same thing. So we did a Spider-Woman moto jacket that's in this new collection.
It's so fantastic. Cool.
And we have so many guys like, why isn't this for men? I'm like, I know, I get that you also want this. We need to get stuff for women. Like, women need some stuff. Men also need a ton of stuff. Like, oh my gosh, we need fashion for men.
Guys, how cool is it to see a girl in an awesome moto jacket?
Right?
From a visual standpoint, I'm just excited that women are wearing comic stuff.
Yeah.
I go to Hot Topic and I'm like,
if you see a girl wearing that, you know you can walk up to her and be like, oh my God, Jessica Drew, and just go off, and she'll talk
too. It's amazing. Yeah. It's such a great way to like meet people and like know that you have automatically something in common. Yeah.
Well, and so here's the thing: for generally speaking, men's fashion starts and ends at T-shirts. So developing things that are like you had the Star Wars button-down shirt with the there's a lot of really cool men's stuff that I've seen from We Love Fine, and then more coming. And then, but in terms of women fashion, for us, for geek fashion, we've also only had T-shirts, and as like a working woman in an industry where I want to look cute and sexy and powerful all the time, T-shirts, I don't want to be on a T-shirt every day on air. So
I actually agree with that. Yeah,
I wish I could have more than just because everything I own superheroes T-shirt, or I have one Spider-Man Hawaiian shirt that's made out of bed sheets.
I think you're gonna have that Spider-Man cardigan next though. So We Love Fine does sweaters, and they're phenomenal. And you're wearing the Captain America one.
The Captain America one. I'm not going to model.
Great.
I'm just going to
just be amazing.
Do you ship internationally? People are asking.
Yes.
And Colt Badeau says, Catherine, when do the October pre-orders send out?
For Spider-Gwen?
Sorry, I'm impatient. Ha ha.
Oh yeah, he's been tweeting at me a ton. It's still mid-October. We had to push back our Spider-Gwen hoodie delivery because there was just a small delay, and we didn't want anyone to be charged and not have anything shipped. And so we pushed it back, I think, 2 weeks. And so they are in our warehouse now. We're going to start tweeting about like pictures of like the boxes because it's like so exciting because they're going to start getting shipped out. But yeah, so all of the Spider-Gwen stuff in the round one is going to ship next week on the 15th or 16th, I think. And then the October delivery is still on track for the hoodie. And then we're working on a third round. We have so many comments of like, you're sold out. And I'm like, I know, we're sold out of small through XL.
Calm down, yeah.
We know, we're working on it. Like, we don't want to miss out on this either. Like, we love providing awesome quality, like, apparel.
Yeah. Good problem to have.
Yeah,
right.
Like everyone needs these items.
It's a great
Business
problem.
is a boom.
Yeah. When do you start making like button-up shirts and bow ties that I can start buying to wear on this show? Because I want to wear I want my nerd flag to wave.
Yeah,
but in your style.
I would like to be able to wear a shirt and a vest and a bow tie. I like that style, and I don't.
I will vouch for that because I saw you at Comic-Con at the Nerdist party. I was like, some bitch has some swagger.
Yeah.
I wore a bow tie on the playa. Like I had in the desert.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
In the desert, I wore a green scarf with a bow tie and a button-up shirt.
Oh my God.
I can't believe you did that.
I like dressing that way, but I don't have nerd stuff that I can wear on the show that way.
We're bringing more in. The trouble with all apparel is that it has to sell, and so we have T-shirts, we have button-up shirts, and of course people buy them, but it's not like this like mad rush like the Spider-Gwen hoodie where it's like, oh my God, everyone wants this right now. And so we have to sell what we have and show that there is a demand for it.
So can you just make that stuff just for me?
Oh, for sure.
Thank you.
An order of one.
I'm gonna make everything now just for you.
Thank you. I appreciate
Personal
that.
stylist here, Katie Elhoffer.
And I'm doing it through We Love Fine.
Confirmed.
Yeah.
No, I'll pay $1,000 for it. That's what it takes, right? I'm a very wealthy man.
And on top of being an amazing designer, Katie is a fantastic seamstress.
I do make things custom, so I can make you something custom if you really want. But I also just want to design it and have everyone have access to it because like that's what's so great about like the nerd fandom is like we all want to share our love. And sometimes we love too hard.
And now we love fine. We love fine.
The moto jacket.
Hip Hoppopotamus. Can someone just say the name of the site? Are you talking about the We Love Fine.com?
We Love Fine.
So, yeah.
I've typed it a few times.
Manuel Castellanos asks, Katie, will you marry me? I want all those apparels.
I'm already taken, sadly.
Sorry, Manuel.
Sorry, I'm super sorry. But you can certainly buy all the things. I don't stop anyone from spending their monies.
No.
And I'm constantly tweeting back that people are like, God, look, they made me spend all my money. So I'm like, I'm super sorry. You're only gonna hate me more because there's so much coming, guys. Like I wanna talk right now about all of it, but I'm not allowed to. So.
People are asking about Deadpool to tie into the February thing, and I will personally let We Love Fine know that next week's my birthday.
If something just appears.
If Deadpool things, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
The world.
We did a Deadpool collection like last year or 2 years ago, and it was really, really rad. Like it got a lot of great response. I want to do more Deadpool.
Just keep an eye out, internet.
Deadpool's amazing.
What about Elizabeth Espinoza says she would love to have a Kamala Khan purple hoodie.
Ooh, a purple hoodie.
Oh,
that's what she said.
She wears that in one of the panels.
I don't remember her.
I think just like a hoodie based on her shirt. Well, because it's sometimes
it's black, but it can be perceived as purple. There is Kamala Khan stuff coming that she's going to be really happy with, I think, if you're a fan of Kamala Khan.
Did you hear that, Elizabeth?
It just takes time.
You're going to be so excited.
Everything takes time. Like this, so we started this collection immediately after Spider-Gwen dropped in like April.
That's really cool. Is that
just now getting stuff. Yeah, that's
gorgeous.
It's so subtle.
Isn't that photograph amazing, guys? Gee, I wonder.
It's this amazing photographer called Greg DiStefano.
Yeah, Greg
he's not that good. I mean, he's okay.
Don't you dare!
Shots fired.
I'm kidding. I love Greg.
Okay, I don't mean to take away from Katie, but I was so excited. We were driving through Hollywood yesterday, and so Greg did the galleries for the new Amazon Hand of God show, and we got to see his work, his photography of Dana Delaney and Ron Perlman and the whole cast on like billboards and stuff, and that was a huge thing to see. So congratulations, honey. Anyways, back to Katie.
Hey, Matt Bennett's on the...
Yeah, Matt's talking about... He's defending my hair.
Miles.
Yeah,
sorry.
Here you go.
Oh, and who is this handsome devil? He
Michael
looks like,
Huffman.
Oh.
He's a big Gambit cosplayer. Like he is Gambit 100%.
He is Gambit.
Yeah.
No, he's a good friend.
I figured.
Yeah.
The way you were going on and on. No, what's great about
that's Miles, right? That's really cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, I love the Miles.
Yeah, we had so much fan response to Spider-Gwen requesting stuff, and our hashtag whatever is for fans by fans. And so we had so much fan response from Spider-Gwen saying, why don't you do Peter? Why don't you do Miles? Why don't you do Cindy? Why don't you do Jessica? That I was like, yeah, that's not a problem. Like, yeah, just tweet at us. And so I immediately started all of these pieces, and I mean, there's even more coming. Like, this is what we could get together for this photo shoot for this collection.
Yeah.
But there's even more Spider stuff that I'm doing that I want to show with the world. But,
so I think the question on everyone's mind is, what Doctor Strange stuff are you doing?
I know. Everyone is wondering.
I would imagine that everyone is just like leaving that question for me.
Pins and needles.
Yeah, I would imagine
eagerly waiting.
Rich Coakley wants Aunt May boxers. Yes, sir.
Awesome. Yes.
I have to get through Civil War first before I can really delve into this Doctor Strange.
Fair.
February.
That's fair.
I know. Jessica Jones.
I know.
Oh,
you should do Jessica Jones. I don't even know what you would do because she doesn't like other than Jewel, but
yeah, just purple stuff.
Yeah, just a lot of purple stuff.
Just a lot of purple. No, there's ideas. I have ideas, guys. I have things.
None of us doubt that.
Now, real quick, you guys do have a special promo code for all of our Marvel fans.
Marvel 15 is going to get you 15% off. It doesn't apply to pre-orders. Super sorry.
But they have a lot of stuff.
It's still 15% off.
Yeah, and it's somebody already tweeted that they got the Spider-Gwen hooded tank for 15% off because that's in stock.
Nice, that's awesome.
We have leggings. We have. I mean, there's a ton. I mean, it's not just the Marvel stuff on the site too. I mean, We Love Fine has.
Oh, so the code will work for non-Marvel stuff.
I believe so.
Oh wow, that would be super rad because. Star Wars is coming up, and they have some amazing Star Wars stuff in stock. I'm just gonna not to cross brands, but I do love Star Wars.
It's all Disney.
JD Black wants to know: is there Thor or Loki apparel?
There is Thor and Loki. It's mostly focused on women, because I was designing stuff for me because I'm super selfish like that.
Well, you're a woman.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah, but there is. I mean, We Love Fine has a ton of T-shirts, and we all have like guest artists and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
that's how they first became like a big known. Is for the
Speaking
T-shirts.
of artists, they're having a really great Spider-Verse art contest going on right now, and I happen to be one of the
cool.
judges.
That's cool.
Yeah, me along with people from Hot Topic and actual brands, real people, not me. But yeah, you guys should go because I think there's like a fan voting, and I think it's
technically open for all apparel too. So if you want to do spider stuff that isn't t-shirts, like there's a couple people that have submitted like really cool jacket concepts, and I think the winners we're gonna actually try to make the product.
That's amazing.
So like if you design something really rad, we're gonna actually try to make it.
That's amazing.
I mean, try because like
never.
Well, let's. Is there anything else you want to pitch or throw out there? Because we need to move on to our question and answer stuff.
Only that if you like the spider stuff, please buy it, pre-order it, because if it doesn't sell, we're not going to proceed with it because we literally need to listen to the customers. And so if no one's buying a sweater, then we're not going to make the final product. These are all samples.
It's the way capitalism works.
Exactly. We're not going to order a bunch of them and then have them sit in our warehouse and never sell.
It's such a hot button topic that we say we want more female merchandise. This is a chance to use your dollars to speak of that. Even if men out there, this is a great chance. We have the holidays coming up. Buy something for your wife, your girlfriend, your sister, your kids. Even if you can't find something for yourself, like if you really do believe in supporting women in this industry and wanting more of this stuff out there,
or people of color, Miles, like
exactly.
I mean, if you want to support that, like, 'cause the problem is if it doesn't sell, then we assume like, well, yeah, we did Miles, but it didn't sell, so why are we going to keep doing?
Why are we going to do it? Yeah.
So it's very important that this is a direct tie-in for this larger conversation that's been going on. That if you really do want this stuff, go and support it.
Yeah, and I mean the price points I know for sweaters and stuff are like $50. Like that is high.
It's a little high,
but it is. I mean,
but it's a sweater.
Yeah. Well, also Wheel of Fine passes on like all of our savings to our customers. Like we sell it for very cheap compared to what like other people are going to be selling it for when they buy it.
And so just to wrap this up, that is welovefine.com. That's the website. Go. They've got a lot of great stuff there.
Yep. And if you want other things, just tweet at them. We love fine at We Love Fine.
Yeah.
And use that Marvel 15 code for 15% off.
Perfect. Yep. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on to Merry Marvelites real quick and talk to them. So we've got some shout outs that I wanted to throw out there. Do you have any shout outs too?
I have birthday shout outs.
Oh, I've got. Do we have the same birthday shout out?
Let's see. I want to say very happy birthday to Jack Fern. It's his 22nd. Oh, he's a that is awesome. And I also
also goes by Logan Wilson on Facebook.
Oh, yes, he
does. Those are his
Logan
two. Well, Logan is his Wolverine and Deadpool.
Yeah. And then also very happy birthday to Mike Collins, Darth Mike. That is, it's your birthday and you're going to shout out. And yes, that Jessica Jones teaser was mouth-watering. So happy birthday, guys.
Happy birthday. Also, 3 shout outs that I wanted to give from the last show that I did in the live chat. You thought I didn't see you, but I screen capped the shout outs that you asked for. Darrell Blackwell, the live chat from a couple weeks ago. Joel Bruner, hashtag Ninja Hipster. And the Deemer. You guys all asked for shout outs. And you received because
nice.
I am like unto Santa Claus. So do you have some 5-star reviews that you want to throw out there, Coy?
I do. All right. There's only 2 this week. We have Ronnie5C and Elmored27, but they were both 5-star. They were both very concise and very nice. But I have 2 Twitter ones really quickly I want to shout out. It was someone's birthday as well. Talk about something. The pressure's so high.
Oh my gosh. I asked what kind of questions people might have on Twitter the other day. And Gavin Symes said, I really want an in-depth discussion about Doctor Strange. I just started sophomore year at high school, and in one of the intro name games, we set out our favorite superheroes. I said Doctor Strange. Some kids said that Doctor Strange is just a sidekick to Spider-Man, and I had a hard time responding. What would you guys say in that situation?
No.
No.
Start with no.
No. Doctor Strange is not a Spider-Man sidekick.
No.
Doctor Strange is the master of the mystic arts and the sorcerer supreme. And if he wanted to blink Spider-Man out of existence, he could. Why would he ever be Spider-Man's sidekick with that level of power? In fact, in the new Avengers comic book, Doctor Strange summoned a Cthulhu-like entity and destroyed basically the Marvel analog to the Justice League by himself and freaked out all of the Avengers. They were like, whoa, what did you just do? And he's like, back off, I'm Doctor Strange. So no, he is not Spider-Man's sidekick, though he has appeared in his fair share of Spider-Man comics. He's not a sidekick
because they live near each other. It makes sense.
Yeah. They live in New York, and every once in a while Spider-Man's like, hey, I don't know how to defeat this dude. I know. I'll go to the occult master and ask him for assistance.
They're pals.
They're pals. They're friends. They're not sidekicks.
No.
So you have my permission to tell that kid that he's wrong. So
kill him
and then point him to the show, and I will tell him to his face, you're wrong. Nathan Bruner wanted to know favorite comic story arcs of all time and jump on points for someone that wants to start reading comics. Do you guys have any suggestions?
I always say the Ultimate stuff because that was the very reason it was invented. Ultimate Spider-Man, I maintain, is one of the best comics of all time. Like early Ultimate Spider-Man is brilliant. It has a lot of detractors, but I really think consistently it is always a good run
and the
to
Miles
start with.
Stuff is
and Miles
great.
Bendis
I love
is
Miles.
Just brilliant, man.
Yeah.
I think that for Spider-Man, I think the Kraven's Last Hunt is a great way to dive into the darker side of Spidey. I think X-Men wise, Claremont's non-space stuff is really fun for me. I like John Romita Jr.'s like around issue 300 run. Avengers, starting with Avengers Disassembled on to now, is pretty amazing. That's like 10 years of comics.
And that's, again, Bendis.
And Bendis, I mean, that's if you're going in because you watch the movies, which is the large amount of the people that go into comics now, is Bendis is your guy. Like, he's the godfather.
Brubaker is a good art writer. Fraction is good for like Iron Man, like and all that stuff. Yeah, so I think it's good. Brubaker's run with starting with the Winter Soldier, that whole thing.
I mean, that's where we are now.
I mean, that's where we are now. So I would, Nathan, I would absolutely recommend that you find some Brubaker stuff.
Yeah, and I had a chance to moderate a panel with Mark Bagley, artist from Spider-Man and Ultimate Spider-Man, and John Romita Jr. and one fantastic gentleman, but I had forgotten how much of what I grew up on was what they wrote and drew. Yeah. And really going through and looking at J.R. Jarrah's stuff is fantastic.
Oh, I love Romita so much. Him and his dad. Like, both of them like created different arcs of like my childhood.
And it's really worth like diving into his stuff. And it's so funny, we talk so much about the stories, but I will tell you, the moment there's bad art in comics that blows the book.
It takes you out.
So Straczynski, I eat up so much.
Early Straczynski, we talked about Straczynski last week. Straczynski's first 3 arcs were really, really good. Once he got into the other and like Norman and Gwen having a baby set of twins, it got weird. But like early issue 30 where he was like a teacher and all that stuff is really brilliant. I've been looking for, someone asked me this week about Guardians of the Galaxy. I've been looking for good early Guardians of the Galaxy stuff like Yondu and all that. And it's so like tangential and it's so hard to get through that I recommend just starting with the current Bendis.
Well, no, you know what? Let me go do you one better. One of my favorite reads of all time is Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning's run on Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. That is where they started the current team.
Oh, okay.
So I think it was out of the either Annihilation or Annihilation 2. I can't remember which one. I think it may be the second one.
Great.
With Ultron taking over like I can't remember the name of the race, but they were like an techno-organic race, more or less. He takes all of them over, and he becomes an Annihilation wave of his own. Man. And Star-Lord, Peter Quill, is thrown to has to assemble this strange team to go take it on, and it ends up
being the
roots of what becomes the Guardians of the Galaxy. That's cool. And then out of that event, Peter Quill puts together a team saying, we've got to stop universe-ending events like that before they start.
I guess we're some sort of Guardians of the Galaxy, as Will Smith might say in the trailer.
Oh, God.
It's like we're some kind of Guardians of the Galaxy. It's like we're some sort of Guardians of the Galaxy? But that introduces... It's Star-Lord, it's Rocket, it's Groot, it's Gamora, it's Drax, it's all those. But then there's also Mantis, there's Bug, Jack Flag comes into it. He's found in the negative zone post-Civil War. It's
if you want to read Guardians, check out that one.
And it's only 25 issues long.
That's
and
great.
It ends with I can't remember the name of it, but it ends with Thanos Imperative.
Oh,
cool.
Is it in a paperback?
It's all in paperback. Yes.
Okay.
I think if I'm gonna pitch,
it's honest to God, fantastic. It's so good, and the thing that the Guardians of the Galaxy, the movie, was not an adaptation of any comic.
No.
Yeah,
but it adapted the tone of Dan Abnett's run perfectly, and that's what made it such a good adaptation. Was Dan Abnett made such a good foundation. So if you love that movie, I highly recommend that one.
Cool. That's the Twitter answer.
I was gonna say, Adam, since superhero news.
Yeah, for me, I've been on a Fantastic Four high. Ultimate Fantastic Four. I read the first.
Is great.
I think it's 12 issues or so. So I'm just getting into
the Doctor Doom story.
Yeah. So it's really good because I love the first 30 minutes of that movie, and then after it plunges, I was like, I need something that I can continue on and figure out these relationships. So yeah, Ultimates. Yeah. That was great. I love that. Yeah.
And I do want to say, chime back in. Sorry, I the glasses with the headphone giving me crazy migraine. So if I'm really out of it, guys, So talking with Bagley, I'm going back and rereading Maximum Carnage, which is great because he hated drawing Carnage.
I love Maximum Carnage.
I haven't read it, God, probably since I was a little one. So I'm just picked that up the other day, and I'm really excited to dive into it because I know
it's mid-90s, right?
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I was probably like maybe 14 when it came out.
And it's enormous.
It
like
is.
Everyone's in that book, and it's also 14.
It's like 12 or 14 issues, right? Yeah.
I know with Spider-Man rebooting, we have a whole new wealth of history, and I really feel they're going to go the Craven route. I really just something in my gut and some of the things I'm seeing rebooted. Marvel's really pushing Craven right now.
He's a lion, man.
Yeah, but I say yeah.
We got to get those game hunters.
We do.
And the dentists.
I'm just kind of I'm really excited about Carnage. I've always really liked Venom, and I honestly don't know much about Carnage, so I'm really excited.
Maximum Carnage is a good place to check out Carnage. I love that run.
We do need to start wrapping it up, but Nathan Bruner and Dustin Lowmiller both had that question, so I hope we helped you out there. Finally, because we had We Love Fine on today, I did not want to bring on Darren Cross, who's in New York with Innovative Design, but they sent us an amazing box of a lot of swag. We will have that on next week where we'll show that stuff off. For our 1 year anniversary. Yeah, this is perfect. So,
congrats.
Anyway, Darren, you're awesome.
Yeah, man.
No, it's not. Why am I saying Darren? It's John.
Johnny.
I got mixed up with Darren Cross from the movie.
Yeah.
When I was writing
Johnny
this.
Cross.
Johnny Cross.
We know who you are.
No, I know. I was like, Darren Cross. Wait, that's not right. Johnny Cross, you're amazing. Anyway, we've got to wrap up our show. Katie, do you have anything else that you want to say about We Love Fine or whatever else?
Fine. I'm like, I like the Astonishing X-Men comics.
Joss Whedon.
Joss Whedon's so great.
Joss Whedon's run is great.
That's all.
And Generation X with the cello art. Early Generation X was amazing too, and that's a really obscure book.
Yeah, I started with X-Men comics. That's what got me into comics.
Chamber in that book was so fun for me.
I need to reread all of them, but I also need to read all the new shit.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
There's so many comics to read. Read them all.
It's a great problem.
Read them all. Read them all. And they're all so good.
If it's a movie, read it.
Every San Diego Comic Con, I spend like $600 on comics, and I just bring more and more home. And my husband's like, "Are you gonna read them?" I'm like, "Sooner or later, I will."
I know.
Eventually.
I get boxloads of comics, and they're just in boxes, and I'm like, I need to read these. I'm the worst.
I haven't read a comic in 2.5 weeks because of Burning Man. It's driving me nuts.
My parents just moved, and I had to pack up 47 long boxes, and then I have like 24 here, so I have a problem.
Do you guys remember last year when I decided to reread all of Uncanny X-Men?
Yeah.
And I did that literally in 3 months.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't have a life. I had a head injury and I couldn't really go out and do anything. So I came to the show and I read comics and it was amazing. So really Uncanny. There's a lot of things that aren't
so good.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got to wrap it up. Do you want to pitch your show? What do you want to throw out there?
Every week we do superhero news on YouTube, which is youtube.com/superhero news. We do a bunch of stuff. We do a live Q&A every month. We do a show like this. We do trailer reactions, and we also do a cool segment that people have really been liking. It's called If You Liked It, Read It.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Every time a new movie comes out or a show, we go back to the comics and we recommend 3-4 different comics for
That's
people.
amazing.
Brilliant.
I love it.
That's great.
I love it.
We're going to steal it.
Yeah. You should.
Damn it, I knew I should have.
There it is, man.
I'm out.
No, that's okay. Well, no, what we'll do is we'll just every week be like, hey, if you guys liked it, go read it on our friend's show.
Yeah, exactly.
Coy, do you have anything?
Don't do drugs, kids. We were joking earlier.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Coke's bad for you.
Read comics instead.
It's my birthday next week. Read comics in my honor. Not Coke.
Yeah.
Not Coke.
Yeah, don't read cocaine.
Don't read cocaine.
Do you have anything?
Guys, if you're happen to be on Hawaii next week in Honolulu, I'm going to be appearing at Amazing Hawaii Comic Con with Stanley. Yes, Stanley.
Nice.
He's
He'll be making a cameo in your appearance in Hawaii.
Yeah, I'm super super excited, and it looks like I'll be back chatting with Mark Bagley, Ramita, Rob Liefeld's there. It's always a great show. I know I'm super so. Oh, and I got to talk to Buccellato this past weekend too. So there's so many great artists and creators from the things we love are out there, and I somehow get the utmost pleasure of talking to them, and I don't know how I lucked out. So but if you're in Hawaii, come out and say hi. It'll be fun.
Yeah, perfect. All right, I've got nothing. I was in the desert for a week.
You already had your experience.
Yeah.
I've already had my experience. Yeah, it was great. This is the best.
I was gonna say next week is gonna be a really special show.
Yeah, it's our 1 year anniversary.
Yes.
Are we doing it Wednesday?
I believe it will be Wednesday. Yeah.
Okay. So everyone watching right now and everyone on the live chat, Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Unless we want to push our 1 year show after next week when I'm back in town.
We'll discuss it later.
Yeah,
but plan on Wednesday next week. Don't change the plans on the fans. Anyway, that's our show. Special thanks to our prize sponsor, Wizard World Conventions. They've got Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania this weekend. So if you're in Pittsburgh, go there. Columbus, Ohio is September 18th, 19th, and 20th. And then Nashville is September 25th, 26th, and 27th. Please do not forget to subscribe to our show on iTunes, Marvel Movie News. Rate us, leave us a comment. Or on YouTube, thumbs us up. It's through the Popcorn Talk Network. If you do those things, we can continue to come back to you. And find us on Facebook, /Marvel News Show. Like us. You can find us on Twitter, @Marvel News PTN. As you saw on our show, we do our best to get to your questions and answer them and take care of our fans. Anyway, I'm Matt Key at the Matt Key.
I'm Meredith Placko at @MPlacko.
I'm Coy Jandreau at CoyJandreau.
I'm Adam Hlavik, just under Adam Hlavik.
And I'm Catherine Elhoffer under Elhoffer Design, and also under We Love Fine.
Perfect. That's our show. Thanks for joining us. Have a good one.
Bye.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.